Garu.
Namaskaram. Shall we start, Andy?
Yes, Andy.
Sri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha, Sri Saraswatye Namaha, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. In the last class, during the last session, we were discussing about the Sanskrit language, whether it is spoken in any time or not. So, I gave some references in Ramayana. Hanuman himself told that how to speak with Sita. Shall I speak in Sanskrit, which is the language of human beings? Idivacham pradasyami manushi miha samskritam. Manushi, he said manushi. Manushi samskrita means, though we are saying that Sanskrit is the language of gods, but Hanuman said Sanskrit is the language of human beings at that time. So, in any language, if there is a great literature existed, whether people are using that language or not, without knowing that, any poet cannot produce any work. So, if any language is studied by the people or used by the people, then only any person attempts to write something in that language. So, once upon a time, Sanskrit was a spoken language of human beings. Otherwise, this vast literature, how this vast literature will exist in a language which is not at all spoken by the people? So, Ramayana, there was a reference, and I said that even today in Kerala, Kudiyattam, there is a drama, dance drama form is there in Kerala, like Mohini Attam and some other Kathakali, like that. Kudiyattam also there. Kudiyattam means they perform Sanskrit dramas. Since 2500 years, they are doing this. Even today, the artists belong to Kudiyattam. They are performing all these Sanskrit dramas, including Prakrits. Some characters, they use Prakrit languages. They won't speak Sanskrit.
Namaste.
Namaste. So, in that way, even today Kudiyattam is there. So, Sanskrit was a spoken language. Not only that, there is a reference in one kavya, that is Naishadham. The name of the kavya is Naishadham. Naishadham means a story of King Nishadha. Nishadha means Nala, King Nala, Nala Maharaja. Nala Maharaja's story is there, which is described in a kavya. Kavya means epic. So there is a kavya named Naishadha, in which one reference is there. Damayanti is the heroine in that kavya. Nala is the hero. Damayanti is Swayamvara. Swayamvara means nowadays we are saying that auto selection. The girl herself selects the boy. Boys are invited by the girl's father or brother, and particularly in royal families, this tradition was there, and all the great kings and princes from various kingdoms. They are coming together, and at that time, that girl, the heroine, observes, and the heroine's servant maid describes the greatness of the uh, boy. If she is interested, she selects. Otherwise, she rejects. Like that, Swayamvara happens in a Swayamvara of Damayanti, a great princess of Vidarbha country. When all the princess kings are there in that Swayamvara ceremonial hall, they are using Sanskrit because the poet says, because the kings who gathered there are from different places. Their languages are different. So they used
Anjali,
Sanskrit of their to know each other, because otherwise there is no understanding at all. Because if someone speaks in their own language, then others may not understand. So this is not good for others. And so all the people who gathered there, they they were using Sanskrit. Anyonya bhasha anavabodha bhitehe samskrutrimabihi vyavaharavatsu. They don't know each other's language. That is why they adapted Sanskrit to convey their feelings, to express their feelings, to share their views with others. They used Sanskrit. This is what the poet mentioned in Naishadha. Not only that, Panini's grammar. We discussed about Panini's grammar. On Panini's grammar, a great sage Patanjali. Now Patanjali is famous because of this yoga. So Patanjali is not only a yoga sage who preached yoga. He is a grammarian, great grammarian, and he is a great doctor also. And he provided the medicine, medical science, and he provided grammar, he provided yoga. So in many ways, Patanjali is a great sage. Patanjali in his Mahabhashya means commentary, exhaustive commentary on Panini's Ashtadhyayi. In that book, he mentioned the slangs of Sanskrit language. So in West, they speak like this. In South, they speak like this. He in East like this. Like that, he mentioned various slangs of Sanskrit language. That means Sanskrit was spoken. Not only it is a written language, it was spoken language. So anyway, Sanskrit was a spoken language. Now all other languages which derived from Sanskrit are enriched by Sanskrit, are flourishing. But people now are very much interested in Sanskrit. People like you are very much interested in Sanskrit. So we started to learn Sanskrit. Okay, this is okay. But in last lecture, we discussed about the accent, pronunciation. So pronunciation is very important. Even in English also, we have to speak properly. So the accent is very important. Due to Sanskrit only, that is there in English also. So because Sanskrit is the origin of all these Indo-European languages we discussed. So I said that Veda is there are many branches in Veda, and each branch was given by sage Vedavyasa to his disciples. He selected one disciple for one shakha, one branch, and he ordered him to go somewhere and propagate that shakha. And all shakas means all branches of Vedic lore are full-fledged. That is what I said. Full-fledged means the whole knowledge which is given by Vedas is in one shaka. In that way, in such a way, he edited all the branches of Vedic lore. So that was okay. Then after learning of Vedas, there are some ways to understand our various types of readings of Vedic lore. They are called pada, krama, ghana, jata, like that. They are there are 8 types of pronunciations. Means the Vedic scholars, they read Vedas, they recite Vedas in 8 ways. After finishing their branch of Vedic lore, they recite in 8 types of ways. But nowadays, only pada, krama, jata, and ghana, 4 are popular. And after ghana, see, to study a branch, 8 years for one branch of Vedic lore, to study one branch of Vedic lore, 8 years will take. So in 8 years only one can finish one branch of Vedic lore. So after 8 years of study, if he is interested, if he wants to study further, he learn these types, means various types of recitation. That is, we call it Vikrutis, Ashta Vikrutis. Now only 4 are popular. After ghana, a scholar of Veda that who finished up to ghana, he may, if he is interested, he may learn Lakshanam. Lakshanam means grammar in Veda. How to split each letter. How each letter of Veda originates, he tells in that form of Lakshana. So he is called Salakshana Dhanapati. So like that, there are many things in Veda, Vedic studies, study of Veda, study of Veda. So after this Vedic Sanskrit, to understand what Veda is giving to us, there are 6 subjects. We call them as Vedangas. Vedangas means there are 6 Vedangas, Shadangas, we say. Siksha, first one is Siksha. Siksha means not punishment. Siksha means here phonetics. Siksha means phonetics. Vyakaranam, then Vyakaranam is grammar, you know. Siksha, Vyakaranam, Niruktam. Niruktam means lexicon, we say lexicon. Means the etymologies of some obscure words in Veda. So that Nirukta discuss about the meaning of obscure words in Veda. Some words are very difficult. We cannot easily grasp the meaning of those words. So Niruktakara, the writer of Nirukta, sage Yaska. Sage Yaska, his name is Yaska. He collected all the words, obscure words in Vedas, and he has given the meanings of those words. Not only that, in Nirukta, one interesting matter is there. One interesting thing. What is that? In the beginning of Nirukta, one sage enters, sage named Kautsa. He entered and he said, he gave 6 reasons. What he discussed, like an atheist, Nastika, what he said, Anarthaka vai mantraha, there is no meaning at all to Vedic hymns. That is what he said. So he gave 6 reasons. Then Yaska answered all these questions or his criticism, and he rejected and he established that Veda is meaningful. So in that way, the Nirukta opens with interesting way. So Veda is meaningful. In those days, even the sages who are very powerful because of their tapasya, penance, they also, for the sake of us, they questioned and discussed, and they revealed the truth and gave to us. They are very kind. So today we are thinking that our approach is a rational approach. We are thinking, our thinking is scientific thinking. But even, see, in those days, before thousands of years, our sages discussed in a scientific manner with a rationalistic approach. So we can see all these things if we learn the language perfectly. We can go through all these books and see how knowledge is given by our ancestors to us. So after Siksha, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, I said, then Kalpaha. Kalpaha means application. Application means what? Which mantra is used in which, where to use each mantra. For each mantra, application means how to use, where to use, and why it should be used. Like that, the part of Kalpa, a subject, one subject, means for each mantra, application form is discussed in Kalpa. Then Siksha, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Kalpaha, Chandas. Chandas means metrics, means meter. I said already, I said that meter is important in Veda. So, see, there are various meters. So, all those meters are discussed about the characteristic features of all the meters are discussed in Chandas. Then Jyotisham. Jyotisham means astrology, astronomy. Means when it should be used. The time. Why that time is suitable for using. Like that, all the things are discussed in Jyotisham. So these 6 are called Vedangas. Vedas, then Vedangas. Then Pratishakhya. Pratishakyas means grammar of all the, for each branch, grammar is different. For each branch of Vedic lore, grammar works are there. They are called Pratishakyas. So in that way, Vedic Sanskrit is vast, is having vast literature. Vedic Sanskrit is having vast literature. So after that, we are coming to classical Sanskrit. Classical Sanskrit starts with Ramayana of sage Valmiki, the first written work in the world. Before Ramayana, there was no other work. First work in the world is Rigveda. It is not written. According to our tradition, it existed by God's will. So that is Vedic Sanskrit. After Rigveda, I said Avesta, Jendu Avesta. Then all other works in various parts existed. But written, coming to the written part of the language, that we are calling classical language, Ramayana is the first one. After Ramayana of Valmiki, sage Vedavyasa, sage Vedavyasa appeared, and Vedavyasa is a great sage. He divided he divided the Veda into many shakhas. Already we discussed. See, we discussed that Veda Dhyayana means study of Veda is not easy for all. Those who can follow the niyamas, the principles, they only can learn the Veda and they only get the power of Vedic hymns. Otherwise, it is waste of time, no use. But others, only some people are dedicated their lives for Vedadhyayana. What about others? How can they get knowledge which is discussed in Vedas? So for them, without any niyamas, without any principled, without any principled life, they also can get the knowledge of Vedas. So thinking, the sage Vedavyasa, who is very kind towards the mankind, he produced 18 Puranas, 18 Puranas for ladies and for others, those who are not able to study Vedas. So in 18 Puranas, he discussed all the matters, all the contents of Veda in these 18 Puranas. Not only that, he produced Mahabharata, which consists 1 lakh poems. In 18 Puranas, there are 4 lakhs poems. See, one man, we may think him as a man. He produced this much great literature. And in Mahabharata, the entire Vedic lore is given in a easier way for the sake of others, women and other people, those who are not able to study Vedas. So because of their work is different, in those days systematically work is divided. So in that way, those people were following. But nowadays things are changed and we are doing like whatever we in which we are interested, we are doing according to our own way. But in those days, some discipline they maintained, it seems. So they did like that. Anyway, Vyasa produced Ashtadasha Mahapuranas, means 18 Mahapuranas and Mahabharata, and so many other things also Vyasa presented, Vyasa given to us. So after sage Vedavyasa and Valmiki, then there are many poets, Kalidasa, Bhasa, Sriharsha, Magha, Bharavi, Bhavabhuti, like that, many poets. They produced many epics, Sanskrit dramas, everything. And this is what Sanskrit literature part. In Vyakarana also, from Panini to Nagesha Bhatta, they produced, there were many grammarians and produced many works. With the help of those works only, a great scientist of NASA named Rick Briggs, he said Sanskrit is the only language, natural language, not artificial language, which can be used for computers in for machine translation. That is what he said. So from then onwards, the people, Sanskrit scholars and computer scientists together working for it, and they are doing some, they are progressing, it seems. So anyway, Vyakarana also there are thousands of books. And in coming to the philosophies, Indian philosophy. For Indian philosophy, there are so many works starting from Upanishads. Upanishad means the last part of Veda. The Sirobhaga means head part of Veda. From Upanishads, see, in all Upanishads, about self and about the world, discuss. What is this world? How this world is originated, existed. Who is the originator of this universe? Like that, there are many things are discussed in Upanishads. Please wait. Sorry. See, whatever is discussed in Upanishads, sage Vedavyasa produced, based upon all those Upanishadic teachings, he produced a work called Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra means aphorisms about Brahman. Brahma means what? Brahman means the supreme being. So, Brahma Sutra. After that, he himself elaborated the things which are discussed in Brahma Sutra in Bhagavad Gita, which is a part of Mahabharata. So, like that, Indian philosophy started. Based upon these things, means Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, and Bhagavad Gita, different traditions are existed. One tradition is called Advaita, which is propagated by Adi Shankaracharya. And then this another second one is called Vishishtadvaita, propagated by Bhagavad Ramanuja. And another tradition is called Dvaita, propagated by Madhvacharya. Then one more. Another tradition is called Shuddhadvaita. It is propagated by Vallabhacharya. And another tradition is called Dvaitadvaita, which is propagated by Nimbarkacharya. And one more tradition is there, that is called Achintya Bheda Bheda, propagated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So these are the living tradition in India now. Advaita, Vishishtadvaita, Dvaita, Shuddhadvaita, Dvaitadvaita, Achintya Bheda Bheda. All other traditions are included in these 6 traditions. So Advaita.
Garu, can you please slowly tell the names once again, please?
Advaita, Vishishtadvaita, Dvaita, Shuddhadvaita, Dvaitadvaita, Achintya Bheda Bheda. So these 6 traditions are now in India. Not only in India, the acharyas of these different traditions are propagating their traditions in the world, in the rest of the world also. They are going to other countries and they are propagating some. See, now this ISKCON is there. ISKCON comes under Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sampradaya. There are many things are there. So, say Ramanuja Sampradaya also, there are so many years. And in Advaita Sampradaya, not only traditional Shankaracharya Mats, Shankaracharya Peethams, Rama Krishna Mission, Chinmaya Mission, all these missionaries also propagating Advaita. Dvaita propagated by Madhvacharya. Now there are 8 mathas in Udupi, those mathadhishas, and not only those 8 mathas, and one more matham in Andhra Pradesh, that is Mantralayam. They are all propagating Dvaita Sampradaya. Like that, Shuddhadvaita, that is Vallabhacharya's tradition. Vallabhacharya hails from Andhra Pradesh. Shankaracharya hails from Kerala. Ramanujacharya from Tamil Nadu. Madhvacharya from Karnataka. Vallabhacharya from Andhra Pradesh. Nimbarkacharya also from Andhra Pradesh. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Bengal. So like that, these acharyas propagated mainly, and from them even today there are many works in each tradition. number of works, thousands of works are there. So these works, all these works are in Sanskrit. So to study Sanskrit means we can study any n number of books. So in which we are interested, that we can take and study. So not only this, there are some other works about logic. Logic means regarding this atomic theory, physics, and there are works on the Mimamsa works. Mimamsa means what? What is the meaning of Vedic sentences? So Mimamsa means Vedic interpretation. We may say Vedic interpretation. So that was one great Shastra, and Tarka Shastra is there. Tarka Shastra, in Tarka Shastra, Prachina Tarka and Navina Tarka. There are thousands of works. So like in Sankhya, Sankhya is one type, one branch or one philosophy, one of the philosophies of India. So in Sankhya also there are many works. Yoga, you see yoga, for yoga, there are many works in Sanskrit starting from Patanjali. So all the great acharyas produced works on yoga in Sanskrit. Not only that, many composers, Vagyaya Karakas, we say Vagyaya Karakas, from Jayadeva. Jayadeva produced Gita Govindam. That is one means there's a musical form of a book. See, he produced Gita Govindam, which one can sing the songs, the slokas, the stanzas of Jayadeva, and one can dance also. Like that, he produced Gita Govindam. Then Narayana Tirtha from Andhra Pradesh, he produced Krishna Leela Tarangini, Tarangams. Like that, there are many works related to music in Sanskrit. So even Tyagaraja produced some compositions in Sanskrit. Annamacharya also produced some compositions, musical compositions in Sanskrit. Like that, there are many great saints and composers. They composed their songs in Sanskrit. So like that, Sanskrit is a great language. So there is, but because of other some other influence or whatever other languages influence or other rulers influence, we are interested in some other studies, and we stopped or we neglected Sanskrit study. So that is a different matter. Now we are interested in Sanskrit, so we learn. So those who are participating in this class, I request all of you to practice the Devanagari script, because it is posted, one book is posted that to practice all the letters, and how to practice also it is given very clearly. So all of you please practice. So it is very, it is not, it will take time to show all the letters, how to write and how to, so it is there, everything is there in a clear manner. So kindly you practice that with the help of that book. Now coming to the alphabet. All of you please see the alphabet. See, in our Sanskrit grammar, I said there are 50 letters. How these 50 letters are existed, that we are discussing now. Utpatti sthana, it is called Utpatti sthana. Utpatti sthana means place of origin. Yes. Okay. Okay. See, now in vowels, first two vowels, and in consonants, first five. A, ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. Then come to the last line, ha is there. And visarga. Visarga means aha. In aha, visarga is there. Visarga means dots. A, ka, kha, ga, gha, nga, ha, and visarga. These letters are from kantha. Kantha means throat. From throat, these letters are originated. What are they? A, ka, kha, ga, gha, nga, ha, and visarga. These are called kanthya. Kanthya means originated from kantha. Kantha means throat. Then I, cha, cha, ja, cha, ya, ya, yara, lava. You see ya. And sha, shankara, sha, Srinivasa, shra, sha, that sha. These letters originated from jas, talu. We say talu. Talu means jas. I repeat, cha, cha, ja, cha, ya, sha. These letters originated from jas. Then am I clear? Some sounds are coming, so
yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are clear. Thank you.
You're clear, Randy.
So akuha visarjaniyanam kantha means a, kakha, ga, gha, nga, ha, and visarga are from throat. Then ichu yashanam talu. Cha, cha, ja, cha, ya, sha. These are from jas. Then papa, ba, bha, ma, from lips, oshta. Oshta means lips. A, I, u are over. Kakha, ga, gha, nga, cha, cha, ja, cha, ya, papa, ba, bha, ma, we told. Now, tata, da, dhana, and other rutu rashanam murdha. Ruru, I, u, next to ruru. Ruru, tata, da, dhana, ra, then sha, shanbukha, sha. So these letters originated from murdha. Murdha means head. Then lutulasanam dantaha. Lu, alu. I, u, after I, u, lulu are there. Lu, and tatha, dadhana, la, then sa, Saraswati, sa for Saraswati. Sa. These letters are from teeth. So I, u, uru, lulu, over. A, I, o, are there. Now ai from kantha and talu means throat and jas. From throat and jas, these Means two places are there for these letters. Not a single place, two places jointly produce these letters. What are they? A and I. Both are from throat and jaws. And O plus O and OU are there. O, OU, these are coming from throat and lips. Throat and lips. Then Va remained now. Va remained. Va from teeth and lips. See, Va comes from two places, teeth and lips. So, like this, these letters originated. All the places of the letters are discussed. Then, see, in Kakha Gagha Nga, the last letter Nga. In Chacha Jacha Ya, the last letter Ya. In Tata Dadhana, the last letter Na. In Tata Dadhana, the last letter Na. And in Papa Babhama, the last letter is Ma. So Na, Ya, Na, Ma. These are from Nasika, means nose. Not only, see, for this, for Kaka Gagha Nga, we said Kantha. Nga from Kantha. Kantha plus Nasika. Nasika means nose. Both places. For the last letters of Kavarga. Kavarga means Kaka Gagha. Chavarga means Chacha Jajanya. Tavarga means Tata Dadhana. Tavarga means Tata Dadhana. Pavarga means Papa Babhama. The last letters of these Vargas, already we said other place. For Kaka Gaga, for Nga, we said Kantha. For Ya, that is in Chavarga, we said Jas, and for Ana, Tata Dadhana, we said head. For Tata Dadhana, we said teeth. Not only that, one more place, means two places to produce one letter. That is the nozzles. Nozzles come from not only nose, Nga is nozzle, which comes from Kantha as well as nose. Means two places are producing one letter. Like that, so all these letters, the places of all these letters we discussed. I think it is clear. Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir. It is clear.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. So, see, here we have to know that we are the creators. From our own body, from our own limbs, we are producing all these letters. So we are the creators. Who created this language? Means, see, ultimately in our philosophy, we are none other than God or Brahman, whatever, the supreme soul, what we say, that is the ultimate truth. So we are generating, we are creating all these things from our own parts of body, producing all these great letters, which are aksharas. Akshara means nasha rahita, means shashwata, permanent, eternal. So we are producing, though our body is nashwara, means which perishes, but what we produce, these aksharas, are the forms of God. So we have that much power within us. So this is what our greatness of our philosophy. So you only the God, you are the creator, our Upanishads says. So all these letters we are producing. So in other languages, they say or they may not say about the cases of the letters. In Sanskrit, these rishis said, this letter comes from this place. Now you see, where is coming you yourself examine for each letter whether it is coming from that part or not. So you yourself try to see and examine all these letters. They said from this part this letter is coming, like that. So now coming to the parts of speech. In English there are 8 parts. In our Telugu, I am a Telugu person. So in Telugu there are 5 parts of speech. But how many parts are there in Sanskrit? There are only 3 parts. There are only 3 parts. Shabdaha, Dhatavaha and Avyayani. Shabdaha means nouns and pronouns. Dhatavaha means verbs. Avyayani means indeclinables. So Shabdaha, Dhatavaha, Avyayani. Only these 3 parts are there in Sanskrit language. So this is what about Sanskrit language. And in alphabet, from A to Aha, we say vowels, ach, ach. From Ka to Ksha, we say hulls. See, ach means what? What is hull? Ach is called swatantra. We can utter in an independent way. So all the ach are called swaras, swatantras, and prana. Prana also. Prana means life. Life. Prani means one who has life is prani. So now the hulls are pranis, not pranas. Why? Originally hulls are not kaka gagana. Original hull is k, k, g, g, ng, ch, ch, j, j, ny, d, 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 n, d, th, d, d, n, p, 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 m, y, r, l, u, s, sh, s, h, sh. Like that, hulls are like that. So to pronounce easily, we mixed ach vowels with consonants. Then only we are uttering easily. K plus a becomes k. K plus a becomes k. G plus a becomes ga. See, if we join each ach to hull, it becomes guninta. Means k plus a becomes ka. K plus a ka. K plus e ki. K plus e ki. K plus u ku ku. Ku plus u ku. Like that, and so on and so forth to all letters, all hulls. If we join to all the consonants, if we join the vowels, then we get gunintas. We say gunintas. Kaka, kiki, kuku, gaga, gigi, gugu, cha cha, chi chi, chu chu. Like that, for all these forms, we have to club vowels with consonants. So in this way, we get the vocabulary or the letters, and then words, and then sentences. Like that, the language exists. So now you may ask doubts or questions. Huh?
Excuse me, kindly mute yourselves. Kindly. Sorry, sir.
So any doubts or clarifications or questions, you may ask now.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram.
Sir, it is all very clear. We have made notes also, but can you suggest a textbook, some study
Yes,
material which we can fall back on?
yes. I will see. First, I am giving all the details, what to
Yes.
study and commons for common study, because first I am giving the information, then all
Yes.
of you discuss and come to a conclusion what to start.
Yes.
See, in Sanskrit literature, what we teach first, we teach Shabdamanjari, then we teach Amarakosha, and then we start Kavyams. Kavya means Raghuvamsham, Kumara Sambhavam, Megha Sandesham, Sishupala then Kirata then Naishatham. This is the process. So, you see, if all are interested in this way, then we start Raghuvamsham first. So then I will give the textbook which is suitable like that. Then I will give, or I myself will present the text and discuss like that. So first I am giving the outline of the Sanskrit literature and the picture in a detailed manner. Then you will all of you will discuss and come to a conclusion, and then you will decide to start what to start, whether we start with Bhagavad Gita or whether we start with Ramayana or some other Raghuvamsha or whatever. So finally, it's up to you. That is what I thought.
Sir, I think it would be better if you could suggest something so that everyone can follow through, because all of us are novices at it, so we don't know anything. We would go by your suggestion. I think that would be the best. If anyone else has anything, please let us know.
Okay. I will suggest. Then any other? See.
Anyone has any questions, please?
See, I think I want to get the feedback on my presentation, whether it is in a systematic way or not, or whether it is clear or not, because sometimes I may not I may not able to use proper language and in a systematic way. So I feel like that. So if any problem is there, kindly you can suggest, no problem. Is it clear? Is it in a systematic way or not?
Very perfectly taught, sir. Because I was a teacher of English literature, and I have been teaching linguistics and phonetics.
I see.
So I was able to understand very well and appreciate your style, sir. We just want you to repeat some words, Sanskrit words, once or twice more, so that we can write it down, sir. Otherwise, you are very good, sir.
Thank you. See, what I suggest is, all of you, please try to utter Sanskrit words only. See, for I said from throat, you please say all those. See, a, ku, kaka, gaganga, ha, and visarga. From visarga are the kantyas. Kantya. You all of you try to say kantya only, not from throat like that, because you are perfect in English, but you should become perfect in Sanskrit. That is what I request you. So ka kha ga gha, a ka kha ga gha nga, ha and visarga are kantyas. All of you please write kantya. Kantya means come from kantha. Kantha is throat. Then ichu e, cha cha ja jaya, ya and sha are talavyas. Talavya. Talu means jas. Talavya means originated from talu. That is talavya. Kantya, then talavya. Then murdhanya. Murdhanya means, murdha means head. Murdhanyas are aru, kathadadhana, ra and sha. Then Dantyas. Dantya means originated from teeth. What are they? Lulu, Tathadadhana, La and Sa. So you say Dantya only. Kantya, Talavya, Murdhanya, Dantya. Then Pa, Pha, Ba, Bha, Ma. These are Oshtyas. Oshta means lip. Oshtya. Then Ya, Na, Ya, Na, Ma. These 5 letters are Anunasikas, coming from nose. Not only from nose, from Kantha, from Talu, from Murdha, from Oshtals. So they are not Nasikas, Anunasikas. And they are coming from Nasika also. So Anunasikas. Then A and I both are Kanthatalus. Then O and Au are Kantoshtam. Kantoshta means Kantha plus Oshta, throat plus lip. So Va is Dantoshta. Dantoshta means from Danta and Oshta. Oshta means lip. So these are the places of letters. The places are called Kanthya. The names of places, the letters which comes that place from Kantha are called Kanthya. Kanthya means the letters which come from Kantha. Talavya means the letters which come from Talu. Murdhanya means the letters which come from Murdha. Like that, Dantya means the letters which come from T, Danta. Oshtya means the letters which come from Oshta. Oshta means lip. Anunasika means coming from Nasika. Like that. So we please try to use these Sanskrit words. Kantya, Talavya, Murdhanya, Dantya, Oshtya, Anunasika, Kanthatalu, Kanthostam, Dantoshtam. These are the sthanani. We say sthanam means singular. Sthanam. Sthanani means places, plural. Sthanam, place. Sthanani, places. So these are the sthanani. Varnotpatti sthanani. Places of the letters coming from. So from next class onwards, if you are interested, then we start a book, because if we start grammar, now see, some maybe we feel bored. So if we start with one book, from each shloka we explain with grammar and all other things, means which meter, alankara. Alankara means figures of speech. So with figures of speech, with a meter, with grammar, everything, if we explain each shloka, then you will get simultaneously all the things, other things, means grammar, figures of speech, meter, everything. So, and not only that, vocabulary also you can improve. So in that way we start. If you are interested, because the Kalidasa is the is regarded as Saraswati, and so Kalidasa's work is called Raghuvamsha. Raghuvamsha is very great work, and that is the first kavya. There are 5 Mahakavyas, means 5 great epics in Sanskrit. Not only in Sanskrit, in Tamil also there are 5 Mahakavyas, and in Telugu also there are 5 Mahakavyas, in Malayalam, in Kannada, in all Indian languages we are having Pancha Mahakavyas, means 5 great epics. So the first great epic in Sanskrit is called Raghuvamsha, produced by Kalidasa. So Raghuvamsha, generally the students of Sanskrit study start with Raghuvamsha. So if you are all say okay, then we start with Raghuvamsa. So kindly you discuss and decide and inform. Then we will start with Raghuvamsa from next week onwards, next class onwards. Okay.
So how do we procure the book, sir? Any suggestion on the book from where to procure for the next class? We'll go by a suggestion and we'll start with Raghuvamsa. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Sir, if you can suggest a book for us to follow through or something, that will be nice, so that we can have a copy to mark along.
Okay. See, there are, you may get in digital form, Raghuvamsa of Kalidasa with M.R. Kale, English translation. With M.R. Kale, K-A-L-E, Kale's English translation, or Devadhar translation. Devadhar was a cricketer. Devadhar trophy also there. And Gavaskar, all these are respecting that the fellow great Devadhar. He was a Sanskrit professor and great cricketer also. Devadhar. So Devadhar also translated, and M.R. Kale. Both translations are very nice in English. So Raghuvamsa with M.R. Kale's translation, which is published by Motilal Banarsi Das, Delhi or Varanasi. You may get in Google or I think some other forms also there in digital forms. You will get the text, Raghuvamsa text.
Okay, so it has a Sanskrit transliteration also. Sanskrit and the English transliteration also is there, or just
transliteration? I think transliteration is not available. We have to search, madam. We have to search.
Okay. So it has Sanskrit slokams followed by English translation.
English translation. It is available, but I don't know about regarding this transliteration. So we have to search. So search and we start with Raghuvamsa. Okay, madam?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Guruji, I have one doubt.
I
have one doubt out of ignorance. Aksharas are sounding very nice and very comfortable to understand and also to utter. All this, whether it is Kanta or Lalu or Marthanya or Danta, all of them are comfortable to utter. But my doubt is, where does the difference come from these letters? Letters pronunciation is not the same when we do the ucharana of various words, the pronunciation. That's where I'm getting a bit confused, ucharana.
No, why these sthanas or places are discussed? We have to experience whether it is coming from that part or not. So we have to enjoy that, we have to experience it, and we have to utter properly. That is the proper pronunciation, that is the proper utterance. See, why this difference means, because they are not perfect in their speech. So if you want to become perfect in your speech, first you know the place or the place of origin, and you feel it and utter properly. So you yourself can judge whether you are uttering properly or not. That is why we discussed the places of letters.
Okay.
Whether I am uttering ka from Kantha or from some other place. If I utter ka from Kantha, then only the utterance is correct. Perfect utterance.
Okay, understood. Yeah. Understood. Okay.
That is why we discussed the places of letters.
Okay. So we have to practice. It is essential that we have to practice that location.
Yes.
Letters is not important. It's only helpful to read, but to speak, we have to practice that locations part of it. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Then only we utter properly.
Okay.
So that is the proper pronunciation that will be considered as proper pronunciation.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Dhanyavad.
Sir, someone is asking, and if it is not inconvenient, can you just write the authors' names once again in the group? If you can just put it in the group, like in the WhatsApp group, maybe it will become easy for the people to figure out where the book, or we can also look it up online and just share with them.
Sorry. Please ask.
No, sir. I was just requesting if we can just have the names of the authors once again in the WhatsApp chat. We'll try to look up the book and post it there so that it becomes convenient for everyone.
Okay. I will do it. I will
Thank
post
you.
it. Okay.
Thank you, sir.